Hundreds of armed men swarmed Gonzales. Most had missed the fight, but were looking for another. Committees of safety and correspondence in the various American settlements spread the word, and men grabbed their rifles, muskets, knives, and tomahawks and came to what would surely be the location of the next battle. Certainly, Colonel Domingo de Ugartechea would return with more men. On October 5th, General Martin Perfecto de Cos marched most of his command from La Bahía to Bear to consolidate the government forces in one place. He left behind about 30 men to look after his supplies. The general sent a note to San Felipe, summoning Stephen F. Austin to his headquarters at Bear. Perhaps he could explain why the colonists had fired on his men. Why were they behaving badly? Austin indeed left San Felipe, but not for Bear. He joined the forces gathering at Gonzales and took command. He declared this mob the Army of the People. Troops from Nacogdoches were coming too. Their term, Texians, Texas Mexicans, began to catch on. Stirring dispatches penned by both Sam Houston and Austin inspired the men. Soon, 300 militia gathered on the Guadalupe. On October 10th, Captain George Collingsworth and a force of about 100 men from Gonzales, as well as newcomers from nearby Victoria, surprised and captured the bewildered Centralist soldiers at La Bahía. Sam McCullough Jr., a free black, fell wounded in the fight, the first rebel casualty of the insurrection. Rebel bullets had killed one government soldado and wounded 3 others in the takeover of the fort. Across the Rio Grande in Coahuila, Colonel Jose Gonzales rescued Ben Milam, Governor Agustin Viesca, and John Cameron from the jail in Monterey. And these rebels spread out to gather support for the cause. Milam arrived at La Bahía just in time to help in its capture. When news arrived in Bear, General Cos realized he had a real fight on his hands. He ordered his men to fortify the town. Colonel Ugartechea ordered his men to do the same at the Alamo. In Gonzales, the Texians of the Army of the People did not agree on what to do next. Some declared wholeheartedly for immediate independence. Most supported federalism and the restoration of the Constitution of 1824. Others were just interested in an adventure. By October 13th, this poorly trained, badly equipped, and politically confused command reached the Ezekiel Williams farm, the site of the so-called Battle of Gonzales. 3 days later, they were on the banks of Cibolo Creek, east of Bear. Austin wrote Cos announcing that the Army of the People, or rather, the Federalist Army of the North, was interested in settling this dispute peacefully. Cos replied that the ruckus would end when the rebels surrendered their weapons and went back home. The Texians swore they would never give their weapons to any Centralist, but they would be happy to send over some bullets. Austin ordered his army forward.